Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now, available in 2018. And when I travel, Poopy travels. Because when you are a hardworking person, daycare is expensive, and sometimes you just have to take your kids to the job. That's just what you have to do when you have to work, right? So we're gonna get into this video about Joy Sparkle's BS, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers. Yes. And her Patreon account, because a lot of people have been DMing me since I talked about the whole Shannon Rose thing about Joy Sparkle's Patreon. So I was not aware that she had a Patreon. I don't know how long she's had a Patreon, but we're gonna get right into this video in just a second. But the reason I'm in my office today, I just want to prelude this video by saying that, is that I have to work to make a living, because that's what most of us do when we need to pay our bills. We don't sit at home and expect other people to pay our bills for us. We have a job. And I want to say this before getting into this video. I have a serious health complication called epilepsy. I take 1,500 milligrams of Depakote a day. It's a very expensive medication. Without insurance, it can run anywhere up to $350, $400 a month. So I am forced to, since I own my own business, get privatized healthcare or healthcare off the marketplace, which is what my husband and I choose to do. We pay very high premiums so that we have a low deductible, and that's what you have to do in the United States when you don't expect everybody else to pay your medical bills for you. You work and you get a job, and you either work for an organization that has healthcare benefits, which would be fantastic, and I did for a long time, or you pay for your own healthcare benefits. You don't expect somebody else to, okay? Nothing's for free in life. So we're gonna get right into this video. I just wanted to say that before we get into this, because you know, for me, there's always a learning curve out there. There's always something I'm gonna be saying. So before people come in and they're like, "You're so mean to Joy, she has real serious medical..." Okay, I know, she does. She talks about it in all of her videos, and some of it's proven, some of it's bullshit, and we don't know what, right? So anyway, I got right up on Joy's videos last night, and her most current video from the 6th is Hurricane Irma, 2 dead in Virgin Islands. How can we help? Prayer and help. Well, before we get into this video, let me show you something. Oh, it's an ad. Joy Sparkles has an ad on her video about Hurricane Irma, 2 dead in Virgin Islands. How can we help? Prayer and help. So I go underneath here. She says, "Please donate to the Red Cross to help victims of Hurricane Harvey and potential victims of Hurricane Irma." And then she goes through here and she lists all these people and all this kind of stuff. Oh, and at the bottom of it is Patreon, her Patreon account. Doesn't say anything about how much money she's donating to the people there. Doesn't say anything about that. And before you come for me on that, I did do a video where I talked at the beginning about all the animals that were in Houston at the time that were affected by Hurricane Harvey. I did donate money, and I also asked my subscribers to do the same through the Houston ASPC. So don't come for me, okay? But she's gonna monetize a video off the victims of Hurricane Irma. What? So anyway, I'm like, she's monetizing a video on 2 dead in the Virgin Islands. How can we help? Prayer and, you know, and this is what's interesting to me, is when you hear about all these people that say they can't make money off their YouTube videos anymore, and if I can't make any of them, then I have to get a real job, because they're doing conspiracies and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is straight up, I mean, 2 dead in Virgin Islands. How can we help and pray? Prayer. So, I mean, it's whatever. I watched the video. It's very much Joy sitting in front of a camera talking about how fucked up the world is, okay? But really what I was looking for was her Patreon. So I went in here and underneath her Patreon and pulled it right up. Here it comes. Ready for it? And it says at the top, Joy Sparkle's BS is creating YouTube videos. She sure is. So anyway, she's got 73 patrons, and she's so far making $577 a month. Well, all right, girl. So here's what she has to say. "Hi, loves. Welcome to my Patreon. As many of you know, I have really fought hard in myself to not set one of these up." Well, that's not real difficult to do. You just don't set one up, girl. I mean, I don't understand when these YouTubers say, "I've tried really hard not to set one of these Patreon accounts up." Well, you haven't tried as hard as to put into a job application, have you, ma'am? Because you had a little easier time putting this Patreon up. Okay, so let's just get into this, shall we? However, things have changed, so in order for me to continue making content, I will need some help. Here's the other thing that kills me about these YouTubers, right? It's like, if tomorrow, and I'm not saying this to be shady, but if tomorrow, if Shannon Rose or, you know, Kendall Ray or Joy Sparkles or any of these people stopped making videos for like a month or 3 months or maybe 6 months, we might say to ourselves, what happened to all of them? Like, I miss them. Like, did they stop making content? Did they die or whatever? But we would go on. Life would go on. We would have Christmas and Thanksgiving. We'd have to get outfits together for our kids for Halloween, okay? We try to put stuff into layaway for those of us that are broke as a joke. For the rest of us, you know, out there, we try to figure out what's a nice gift to give somebody. We'd save up money in case our water heater broke. We wouldn't depend on all these other people do it. But we would go on without the Shannon Roses and the Joy Sparkles and the Kendall Rays of the world, right? We do not need their content to live, which is so crazy to me when I read these Patreon accounts and they always like assume like, for me to continue to make content for you guys, you're gonna have to pay me. I mean, that's just what it's come to. And I'm like, baby, you ain't that grand, okay? I might pay $14 to go see George Clooney and Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt in another Ocean's movie, but baby, I ain't paying you for content. No, ma'am, your content's not that good. So anyway, now y'all know you pay me all day long, don't even lie. So she says, I will need some help. YouTube has slashed ad dollars so much that is barely giving me enough money to survive. Now let me just tell you, excuse me, I talked about this on my Shannon Rose video. I have now since talked to like 10 YouTubers that are friends of mine. And all of us are like, our money's pretty good right now. Like, I don't know what they're talking about, okay? Now, the gal hadn't posted a video in almost 10 days. So she had no problem getting up on YouNow streams and all that kind of stuff before that. But if you want to make money off YouTube, you got to post content on a regular basis. If you want people to subscribe to you and be interested in your content, baby, post daily like I post daily. So if you like my content, honey, subscribe. Channels below. You'll see Poopy all the time. And I post content daily on 4 channels. I work a full-time job and I clean house and make love to my husband. I talked about that the other day. I ain't asking nobody to pay my bills. So anyway, then she says, now I have the added blessing, I mean, it's so sarcastic, of some expensive medication I have to take in order to continue to be healthy. Well, I'm not going to shade the girl for having medical issues, okay? I think that's sad. I think, you know, it's a real shame when you've got all these medical issues. I have, for the last 20 years, worked with people that had lupus, that were going through radiation treatments and chemo for cancer. I worked with a woman that had a brain tumor, but I didn't hear any of them complain about the fact that they had to come to their job on a daily basis to pay their bills so that they continue to have their medical benefits. But apparently, Joy Sparkles is above all this, okay? She can't even walk into the Starbucks and get a job as a barista where they do offer benefits. Right, Pee-Pee? Poopy? Okay, Pee-Pee. That's her secret twin sister, Pee-Pee. If you buy that, then you buy all this Joy Sparkles BS. So anyway, let's go on. I also do not monetize profit off of several of my videos that contain abuse of people or children, which is a big moral standpoint for myself. Any videos of that nature proceeds are donated accordingly. Okay, so we're going to talk about this in a second because I think that's actually a really important part of this video. It is extremely hard for me to ask for any help, and if it's not something you can do, it's totally okay. And like Shannon Rose said, it's just the price of a cup of coffee. Then go buy your own cup of coffee while you're driving around in a Porsche with your Birkin bag, girl, asking people to pay for your medical bills. I was so thrown out. I just want to say this, okay? So many people were upset about that Shannon Rose video. Now, a lot of people, the majority of them, agreed with me, right? But then, girl, I go and I watch her videos, and she's driving around in this Porsche Cayenne or something. Her husband doesn't work a job. I find out she's got 3 channels instead of 2. She carries all these kind of expensive purses, and what? And everybody's like, well, she's got a lot of medical bills. Sell your car, downsize your house, do what the rest of us have to do. You know, and it doesn't bother me that she has these issues, okay? I feel for Shannon Rose as a human being. I really, really do. I feel for Joy Sparkles for having, obviously, some mental health issues, possibly. I even offered in a video to help her find mental health resources. She never contacted me, okay? Several other people did, and I tried to help them find resources. But I feel bad for these people. I'm not, like, I have no cruelty in my heart. I have total compassion of my heart. But don't manipulate your issues to try to get money out of people, okay? Now, if your hustle is that you're making YouTube videos and YouNow videos and you want a little extra coin like me, baby, we all got to hustle, okay? That's okay. But if your hustle is to get online, that would be like me. I share a lot of personal shit on my blog and on my main channel, okay? That would be like me talking about, well, as a person in recovery, I just can't continue to work. It's just too stressful. I have social anxiety. I talk on my blog channel all the time about having social anxiety, okay? That don't mean I don't have to pay the bills and I have to get up just like everybody else, suit up and show up to pay the bills. So these entitled YouTubers that feel like, well, if you like my content and you buy into my my gimmick, then you better just get along with the hustle and give me some money. Shannon Rhodes, within 24 hours of posting her Patreon, was at 100%. Seriously? So anyway, let's move on with all this madness. I just can't. Thanks so much for every single one of you. It's because of all of you I can continue doing what I love. And if I can give back to you in any way, or if you would like to make an additional deal outside of Patreon. What, girl? Did she just say that? An additional deal. What would that be like? Send me a private check? I've been hearing a lot of that been going on YouTube lately. So if y'all feel sorry for this one right here, okay, that works a lot of hours, writes books, takes care of the house, cleans the house, takes care of 3 dogs, makes love to my husband, and all that kind of stuff, makes 4 videos a day on 4 different YouTube channels because I love this, and I go on YouNow on a pretty regular basis almost every night. If y'all like to send me a little extra dough, a little extra coin for me to go spend at the casino, hey, have at it. We can work some kind of extra deal, baby. I ain't above all of that shit. I've done a lot in my life. But what's she talking about? I think that's shady as all get out right there. That's like some old lady sitting there watching her videos going, I feel so sad for that Joy Sparkles. She can't even work or get a job. Sonny, write her a check for $20,000. What? Dr. Phil's where Joy Sparkles needs to be, and I'm about to call him up and put her on that show. So anyway, let's go right back here for a second where she says, I also do not monetize profit off of several of my videos that contain abuse of people or children because it's such, she says some, she doesn't say all, but if it was such a big moral issue or point for myself, with any videos of that nature, proceeds are donated accordingly, she says, okay? All right, so it's such a big moral stand for her, okay? Even more so than starting this Patreon, which she had no problem doing. She couldn't fill out a job at the, the good Denny's or the IHOP or any of that kind of stuff. And I think she is college educated, isn't she? So why can't she get a job? There's a lot of online jobs you could do. Baby, you're so good with all this. You could bill people to do their Twitter, set up a YouTube channel for them. You could be on Fiverr all day long selling that kind of shit. You can sell your goods. It's called social media marketing. You know what you're doing. You've done it on here. You've got people just bleeding money out for you. So anyway, I went into her videos last night and I wanted to see if this is true. Now, I want to tell you that I found 2 videos right away. Number 1, Daddy05. Now, I'm not going to get into that, and I've never made a video about that because for me, as a strong moral stand, that's an issue that I don't even think is funny to joke about. I don't think it's an issue that I want to comment on because I think it is a little too serious. That issue belongs in the courtroom, not on a YouTube video, so I won't address it. But I will tell you that her video called Gag Order Lifted, Rose Can Speak Now, you know what that means, is monetized, and there you can see the ad at the top. So I went underneath that. It didn't say anywhere where it was donated to any kind of shelter, women's shelter, anything of that nature whatsoever. It didn't say any of that underneath there. So then I go into the next video, Daddy05, what happened in court? Dropping my story now. Now, if you don't know about this Daddy05 stuff, it's very serious, strong moral standings. Go Google it, go look it up. I'm not getting into it on my video, right? At the top, what do you see? An ad, okay? So I went back into her videos. Almost all of her ads are monetized. And when you go in here and you look at her videos, let's just look what they are, okay? Harassment, all this kind of stuff, extortion, apology for religion, and then you could go at PSA, don't bully, threaten, or harass anyone. I think that one's got an ad on it. Oh yeah, don't bully, harass, or threaten anyone. That one's got an ad on it. Well, that's a strong moral standing. So let's see if she underneath here has where she donated that money. Because you can't say you donated money and not donated it. Okay, so if any of you want to see a receipt for me and my donation to the Houston ASPCA, I have no problem showing that on camera, and I saved it just for that point, but did it because I really care about those damn animals, because if my little Boo Radley, Pee-Pee, or Tucker was stuck in there, and I couldn't have taken him along with me because it was our lives, and we couldn't take anybody else, I would have been so crushed. Right, Poopy? Baby, you'd have been behind too. Look, Poopy's saved, Poopy's not saved. So anyway, that's why I did it. Okay, because of my love for animals, not because I wanted to like have my people on YouTube think that, oh, he's a bleeding heart liberal, right? She doesn't say anything on here about where she donates the money. So you just go in here. It's just a bunch of tomfoolery, hocus pocus all day long. You know, okay, so let me get into the one. Teacher of the Year and church leader in prison for Daddy O5 charges pressed, but no prison time. Now this one I don't, oh, it has an ad on it too. Okay, so she's getting ads on all of her videos. She should be making money. Daddy O5 has had charges pressed against them, but it is possible they won't face any prison time. Details of the charges and possibly sentenced here. So I'm going through here, and here's what we have underneath here. Cy That Nerd, Joy Sparkles F Joy Sparkles BS, Spur Pinkle Blow, You Now, that's her You Now, Joy Sparkles Twitter, Joy Sparkles channel. Thanks to Patreon who made this possible. I'm not seeing any evidence of where she donated the money for that serious moral standpoint. But didn't she say that in her Patreon? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Hello, drama phone. No, I got some drama for you. Scam-a-lang-a-ding-dang. Okay, so anyway, I'm clueless how you can say you're donating money to what? Like, this is a big deal with a lot of YouTubers who claim that they raised money to give money to certain organizations, but then they don't prove it. Like, that's a really serious deal. So, Joy, did you or did you not? That's not my most serious deal. My most serious deal is that this girl has no problem getting on videos on a regular basis, telling about all her troubles, her sorrows, and her woes of the world, okay? Well, girl, do you think that maybe you could go down the street and get your application up to the Lowe's, okay? Or maybe the Macy's and put on a good suit and get some commission? I'm just saying, okay? Why don't you prove to us that you care enough about yourself as you do about getting money out of people, and go try to better your life, try to get a job, okay? I have never once watched one of her videos. Now, if you watch one of her older videos, she'll do this. She'll go, hi, you guys, it's Joy. Ugh, I'm having like my heart's really hurting me. Now, she may be. I don't know, okay? But to me, she seems completely fine, okay? Making videos on a daily. So, well, now she ain't made one for a week. She's probably on vacation with her Patreon money. That's what they do, like Simply Kenna. She was up in Tokyo, you know? She could have at least brought me a fan. So anyway, I've had it with all of these. I can't wait till the next person starts a Patreon, because then I can make a video about it, and guess what? My Patreon's coming real soon, baby, and so is my good Judy Beauty, so just stay tuned. Me and Poopy love you. Signing out. Bye.